You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and today we got another episode lined up for y'all. Today we're going to talk to Sam Black. He's a music artist. We're going to learn about his recent projects, and we're going to learn about all his alternative rock and all that good stuff, man. So first and foremost, I want to say, how you doing, Sam?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing awesome, man. So we're going to learn a little bit about your music today, but before we talk about your recent projects, man, tell us what's going on in Minnesota.
Minnesota is transitioning into cold time, which it will be in until next summer. So, just great.
And by the way, just so people know, you're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Is that somewhere that you're still in currently, or?
Yes, still currently there.
Awesome. And so tell us what influenced you musically.
Well, I started out when I was in high school. I started out listening to a lot of, classic, like the Beatles was stuff I learned from my parents and stuff like that. But I think what really kind of took it off for me was a lot of that alternative and stuff that came out from the 90s. Like I got into Weezer, I got into Nirvana, I got into Oasis, and that's when I think I really started kind of hitting a stride writing songs and like wanting to be a musician.
And you have like a character that's part of your music deal. And it's his name Marco. I think I saw something like that on your Instagram feed. So tell us about Marco and the name of your band and how all that just came to play.
Yeah, so that's another thing is I got into music, but another thing that I'm really into and something I've always enjoyed is art, drawing, comics, all that kind of stuff. And I guess with Modern Amusement, I kind of wanted to combine both of those. And I was kind of inspired by, bands like Gorillaz, how they have, their virtual band, they have their own characters and they have their own story, kind of based around the band in a way, and it kind of ties in with the music. So I figured, might as well try something like that. So I have Marco, and he has his own little adventures. I write comics that kind of coincide with the music for Modern Amusement. And, it's kind of fun. It's a way I get to kind of do both things that I like to do and get it out there,
And that's pretty cool. So when you developed Marco, the character, how long were you into art itself as far as drawing, all that stuff?
Well, I guess I started, obviously I was drawing as a kid, but I think I didn't get really serious about like kind of actually getting better until probably 4 or 5 years ago. Because I had been drawing, but, just kind of as a pastime or just kind of like doodling basically. But I kind of started creating my own kind of characters and trying to come up with an art style that was a little bit different and unique because, I'm not really into realism, so it's all going to be cartoony. And as I was able to kind of do that, I came up with a bunch of different characters. He was already a character I had created before I even had the idea to make this band. So I figured, it seems like he would be good for like a logo. So you just stick him on the logo. And I was like, all right, looks good to me.
And by the way, we're talking to Sam Black. And when it comes to your band, Modern Amusement, tell us a little bit about the beginning stages of it. How did it form? And we know, or I can see that you have the guitar. What else, as far as different players, are in your band?
Yeah, well, Modern Amusement, because I hesitate to say it's a solo act because it kind of is a solo act. It is me for the most part. I'm the one who's making the songs and kind of the compositions and all that. But I do work with a lot of other people, with the recording, with production, things like that. It's different people I know, different people I can get on the projects. But basically this all kind of started during the pandemic when I was not really even doing anything else. I just needed something to do for a little while, and then I was like, you know what, maybe I should kind of try to go all in with this music stuff that I've been kind of dabbling in throughout the last couple of years. So I kind of just put this all together. I'm working with a friend who's playing guitar on this next project I'm working on. I basically anybody, because I can dabble in most instruments, but I know there's people who can do better than me. So I get other people to do the things, the heavy lifting that I can't do. And so in a way it's a solo project, but in a way it's just it's a collaboration with people.
And you also have a YouTube channel that people can check out where you have your videos playing covers and, you know, you got videos you with your guitar and other songs. How was that like making your YouTube channel and putting yourself out there? Are you having a team of people helping you put videos together, or is that too like you're a jack of all trades, you're doing your videos as well?
My YouTube channel, I think the YouTube channel was the first thing I put up for Modern Amusement. I hadn't gone up on streaming yet at that point, and it's basically I just film myself, and a few times, you know, I have someone handle the camera, but mainly it's just me putting these little videos together. We're gonna hopefully get a little more production heavy as we go along, but you know, it kind of just started out, like I said, kind of in pandemic, just trying to do everything on my own for a little while, and you know, taking off from there.
And it's cool that you have that creative side that is visual as well, not just musically, but with your character that you have for the band. Like, what was it like having people's reactions on social media, or just like your circle, friend group circle? What were their reaction when you had this character introduced?
Yeah, it was interesting at first because so a lot of times I would make these videos, or I have little lyric videos where you have Marco kind of in the center, and I would mention him a lot in posts and stuff, and I'd be like, you know, this is Marco in the video or whatever. And there was a lot of confusion for a while because there was a few even like family members of mine who were like, so who's Marco? Like, is he like is he like actually a real person? Like, or is he just like, he doesn't want to show his face, so this is like this anonymous guy who's like also in your band? And it's hard to explain at first. It's like, no, he's like a cartoon. He's basically like the mascot was what I kind of said for most people. I was like, that works. But I mean, there was confusion. Some people thought like, is he real? Is he not real? Like, which I kind of also like the mystery of that. It is kind of fun, but you know, it's good to good for people to know.
And you had earlier this year, you had a song that came out. Tell us the name of the song and the story behind it.
Recently, this was back in July, I put out a song that was written about the singer Lisa Loeb. It's called I Have a Crush on Lisa Loeb, which, I mean, obviously the title kind of gives away a little bit about what it's about. But basically, I wrote it about Lisa Loeb because I was listening to a lot of her music at the time. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to write a song about her, and just because I thought she was a really cool person. And, you know, her music inspires me. So I wrote a song about her, and the song came out. She actually heard the song, which was something I was really not expecting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And she commented on it. She retweeted it. Now she follows me on Twitter too. And it was honestly like putting out that song was kind of just something a little bit fun. I wasn't sure if it was going to take off or anything. And yeah, that was a huge deal. And kind of my claim to fame to this point. For now.
Now that's interesting. Now, can we expect you to drop some more names? Like you have crush on someone else and use that as a marketing tool?
Well, that's the thing is, because a lot of people were saying to other musicians I know, are like, oh man, I got to write a song about having a crush on a musician too, because like, you know, that seems to be the thing. And I'm like, you know, go ahead. Like it's fun. It's fun when it works. But I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want to repeat the same formula exactly. But I mean, that's the thing is that a lot of songs I write do name drop people. They don't necessarily always do in the title, but I have very referential lyrics, so it was something that I would commonly do. Even, I didn't have the intention of her actually ever hearing it. There's a lot of songs I have that mention people that probably will never hear the song. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe there'll be another song with a celebrity in the title. We'll see what happens with them.
How would you describe your music? Because so far it sounds like you have this like lighthearted type vibe with your music, where you're not doing stuff that's too deep, or you see what I'm saying? Like, what kind of describe a little bit your input on how you're trying to put your music out there for people to understand?
Yeah, that is a good way to put it. At least for now. I do like to have a lighthearted kind of, because I think sense of humor is important in music, because there are musicians that I think take themselves very, very seriously. And, it's good to, take your career seriously and in that way, but I think you shouldn't take yourself too seriously. And I like to have fun with the lyrics. I like my songs to have good vibes about them. I am working on a few songs that are a little more serious, but there's always going to be that little bit of humor in the background, or that little sense of spice, that's gonna keep it going and kind of keep the good vibes going, I think.
And you have, and let me know if this is right, you have 4 projects that are out right now that people can go out and support. Is that right?
I have an EP, and then I have the album, the debut album, and then I have the single. I have a crush on Lisa Loeb. And then I have a 4th one coming out soon.
Perfect. So when people hear you, what are you hoping that they take away from your style as far as just as a music artist?
Yeah. I just kind of, the best I can hope people will take away from Modern Amusement is just being able to relate to some songs, or just have a good smile. I hope somebody gets a good laugh or a smile out of any of our lyrics or any of our songs, or just find something to relate to or latch on to from them.
And when you are putting yourself out there marketing, you are pushing yourself as an independent artist. You don't have a big purse, major record label getting you all this crazy deals and crazy whatever, spotlights. How do you put yourself out there, and what is the process like?
We're lucky in this age compared to, ages before, that we have the internet to market ourselves, because back before this, like, a lot of people, you kind of had to have the label behind you for people outside of your general area to hear you. So, it's nice to have, you try to come up with a unique spin on the kind of music you do, so that you can, reach a wider range. So, I like to have, that's why I have, the Marco thing. Like, I think that's something a little bit different. Hopefully grabs people in different ways. And I think, writing song topics about things that aren't necessarily common is another big thing. Because marketing is hard, especially when you're starting out and nobody wants to listen to an independent artist at first. But you just got to find the things that grab people, headlines, things like that.
And you as an indie artist, how do you keep a balance as far as creating the music, but then trying to find a way to strategize your marketing system?
I have 2 modes I'm in. Usually I have the one that's working on the music, and then I have the mode that's like, how do I pull this out to people? So usually, you have your time where it's usually later in the day for me, or later at night when I'm working on the music. And then and then when the next day, I'll be thinking, okay, like, could I make like a video out of this? Can I have like can I make a little comic out of this? Or can I make a little video with a story based around it? Because usually when I write songs, there's some kind of story that I'm thinking about tying with the rest of the material and the Marco stuff. So it's nice because it gives me something built in to do. The Marco situation kind of helps me tie things together, because if you can't think of anything else, it's like, well, just have Marco do something on, on social media, draw a little picture.
And does Marco have any animation coming soon, or does he have any animation out there?
That's something I'm really hoping to do because, the closest we've done little videos where he has like quick, little, basically like animatic animations that are nothing special because I'm not an animator. I'm an artist, but I'm not an animator, which it's a totally different field. That is something I'm really interested in doing. I'm kind of hoping to do with this next project. Maybe at least one of the music videos, I want to find someone who can help me out with animating. I would love to do a little, even if it's just a short little thing with Marco. It'd be awesome.
Because that would be epic if he had like a short little animation scene inside a music video. But yeah, we're gonna have to look forward to that. Now, before we wrap this all up, man, you are making moves, obviously. I mean, you're here talking to us today, and once again, talking to Sam Black here on I Am Refocused Radio. What advice would you give, generally speaking, to anyone out there who's thinking about going to that next level and making that commitment to being an indie artist?
Yeah, I think the best advice I have for that is really, you just got to keep trying. And then when you think you failed, like, just keep trying, because I feel like a lot of people think they've failed really early on and they give up. They take all their stuff off of the internet, and I've seen people do that before, and I hate it. Like friends that I have who make this great music, and then they're like, "Oh, nobody's listening. Let me take it down." It's like, no, you just got to keep going, keep making more music. Sometimes, it takes a while. It almost always takes a very long time. So yeah, I would just say, when you think you failed, don't think that. Just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, not to be a little joke, but a lot of times indie artists are a drop in the ocean because, I mean, everyone nowadays are trying to put the music out there. It's not just one person. So I definitely agree with that. You got to just keep it pushing. And speaking of keeping it pushing, what's next for you as an artist? And I know you teased a little bit about a project coming out soon, but what are some of your short-term goals that you want to see happen in the near future for yourself?
I'm working on the next album. This will be the second full length. Basically, I guess what I'm hoping for with this is, for one thing, I do want to start getting out there more. Obviously, it's been hard with the pandemic and stuff, getting out to like actually playing shows. And I have some friends I'd like to play shows with, so we can do like a full-on modern amusement show. I just kind of want to expand the world in a way, and we talked about, working on maybe actual full-length videos with Marco and all that. Because right now, a lot of the start of this was doing this on my own, but now I'm getting more resources, and I guess basically just making it feel like a bigger world.
It's very impressive what you have accomplished so far. I mean, you being an artist and both, like I said earlier in the show, as a music artist and a artist like drawer and cartoonist, that's awesome. I mean, you don't always see that combination in the music industry. So I would say everyone go follow Sam Black on Instagram. That's modern_amusement band. And just find him on Spotify, YouTube, all those places. But before we let you go, man, what would you like to tell the listeners and also potential fans of your music?
I would like to say, if you're into kind of nerdy, kind of emo, kind of alternative rock kind of music, that's what I do. Basically, check it out. Thank you.
That's awesome, man. Well, once again, talking to Sam Black. Go follow him on Instagram. That is modern_amusement band. And check out his music on Spotify and also his YouTube channel. You can catch him all over. And hopefully we get you back, talk about some more stuff, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much.